Well, if you regularly drive through or walk along the streets of Atlanta, chances are you've been solicited by a group of people wearing red hats with the letters ASA.
They call themselves Americans Serving Americans, but as Fox 5 I-Team reporter Randy Travis discovered, some complain, at least so far, the group is only serving up disappointment.
That's right, Marissa and Russ. Yeah, ASA is not a charity. It's a for-profit business that promises to use your donated dollars to help entrepreneurs succeed, led by a man who's now at the center of a state securities investigation.
Hello. Hey, quick question.
The outfit is always the same. White shirts, red hats, cameras clipped to the visor to feed content to the group's social media pages. They're each paid $15 an hour with a message that's always the same too. They're just here to help others.
We want to create a way for not just entrepreneurs to be able to receive income for what it is that they're doing, but we also want to create a way for people to find work.
David Ashby created Americans Serving Americans. He's listed as the VP because he says God is the president. The 32-year-old dropped out of Georgia State to follow his own entrepreneurial dreams, eventually creating a company that relies largely on the public's goodwill to help fund other business hopefuls. On ASA's various public social media sites, you can see enthusiastic members at rallies, working the streets, and Ashby himself positioned in front of patriotic fake backgrounds to deliver his message of hope and profits.
We will raise tens of billions of dollars and then put it back into your hands, the hands of we the people.
But it turns out some of we the people are a wee bit upset. You're an American. What has Americans Serving Americans served you so far?
A lot of empty promises.
Dan Vallot runs Cold Hammer Stills, a flavored whiskey operation he started in his Fort Worth, Texas kitchen. Last year, he heard about Americans Serving Americans offering money to budding entrepreneurs in exchange for an eventual slice of the company. So he drove to Atlanta and made his pitch to a group of ASA advisors called the Eagles.
They had some big name people come out, Evander Holyfield, and I was like, okay, well, this really, gives some credibility to what I'm seeing here.
Holyfield is no longer a part of ASA. He had no comment. Vice President Ashby would later show up in Texas to present Vallot with a giant cardboard check for $200,000. The entire visit carried on ASA's YouTube channel, generating more than 2,000 views.
This is from Americans Serving Americans and also We the People.
Expecting that check to become real money, Dan says he quickly signed deals to expand the flavored whiskey line to several other states. But 12 months later, he's received only half of what was promised.
It's one thing if somebody gives you $100,000. Now you can budget, you can do things, you know what's going to happen. But when they send $500 here, $1,000 here, it makes it very difficult when it comes to business, when you're obligated to things.
The intention was to give him the exact amount. We couldn't give him the exact amount.
So you broke your promise?
Absolutely.
When he couldn't expand, Vallot said he had to cancel those deals and actually wound up in debt.
They've really kind of forced us to taint our name with a lot of distributors all over the United States.
But Ashby blames the entrepreneur.
He didn't know what to do with that type of money.
Sounds like you wasted $100,000 that people gave you out on the streets.
No, that's not true.
But he could not explain how that money helped anyone. Should future entrepreneurs trust ASA?
If you are an entrepreneur, ASA is going to be the place for you to come to raise the money that you need.
We asked him about another entrepreneur ASA offered to help, John Lesmeister.
Who's that?
John, you don't remember John?
John
Lesmeister, inventor of the hair magnet, designed to easily remove hair from the drain.
The little bit of advice I did get them was poor advice.
Lesmeister took time off from his plumber's job in Chicago to pitch the hair magnet in front of those ASA Eagles in Atlanta, sort of a helpful, friendly version of Shark Tank that Ashby planned to pitch as a possible television show. But the hair magnet would get no support.
There was basically just people walking around with iPads on high heels, bouncing around, so I don't know how they got any good footage that way.
In his case, he didn't get a yes at our event. What he got at the event is we have to look at your company more.
So how many entrepreneurs have you helped?
We have helped so far a little under 10 entrepreneurs.
Can you give me 3 that say nice things about you?
Yeah, I can.
You finally gave us one name But that entrepreneur had nothing to say, nice or otherwise, about David Ashby and ASA, saying that she had a legal issue going on with the company. Meanwhile, the Securities Division for the Secretary of State's office confirms they are investigating complaints that Ashby is selling securities without a license. He insists the investigation will find nothing wrong.
We don't sell securities. I can understand how maybe an outside it could appear. We've got members. We raise money for entrepreneurs.
Who's ready to serve? I'm ready to serve.
Raising money on the streets of Atlanta through patriotism and promises yet to be fulfilled. Ashby says ASA will soon launch its mobile serve app that will allow people to find a service they need close by. With some of that money, he promises going to help entrepreneurs.
So it sounds like they got a pretty big presence on the internet, too.
Yeah, he is all over the internet, and he tries to explain, it's a very complicated process on how his members, the guys with the red hats, are going to make money off this process. But, you know, the proof is in the pudding. You gotta, if you're saying that you're helping entrepreneurs, give me some names. Let me talk to some of them and see if they were helped, if they were happy. And so far, I got zero.
Well, people have to do more research.
Yeah.
We're just signing up. Thank you.
Randy, thanks.
Sure.